Hey y'all, welcome back to our very bookish channel. In today's video, we are going to be reading a book that we had on our most anticipated. Every other month, Jen and I put out most anticipated releases videos where we go over all of the most anticipated releases we have for the upcoming 2 months. And we like to take all of those anticipated releases and put them in a TBR jar and then select a book every other month in the off months that we aren't posting a video. So this month in my November TBR video, I actually selected The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. I'm so excited when that came out of the TBR jar. I've really been wanting to read this book. This just sounds so interesting to me. You're following a bookseller and she is, talking with this older man that frequently visits the bookstore, and he ends up passing away in this bookstore, and he leaves her a book. And it's called The Book of Doors, and it says this book opens any door or something. It's basically like a little portal to other doors, other worlds. So I'm just really fascinated to see what this book is about. Never read this author before. I got this arc so long ago. This book again came out in February of this year. So this book has been out for so long and I haven't got to it yet. So I'm really excited to get to it. And I think today I'm just gonna sit right here and read. I have a little back pillow I'm gonna put down. I have Primrose and Smoochie out running all around the house, so they'll probably make a few appearances. I have Primrose right here. Smoochie was here earlier. I have Primrose right here wanting some cuddles and lovin's, so you might see them coming in and out of the video or hear them barking. They'll probably knock my camera over. But never mind that. I think I'm just gonna sit right here and get started reading. I cannot wait. And this arc, see, look, there's Prim. Prim just hit my camera. This arc, you guys, feels so floppy. It's so smooth and floppy. I love it. The feel of this book is really good. I mean, physically, the feel of this book feels really cool. So I'm excited to get into it and just start reading. And oh, look, I just noticed too, on the chapters, there's little pictures, and I think that's always a cute little detail to add. It keeps the book interesting and fun. So cute little detail to add for the book. There's sort of more little pictures of doors on the inside, little portals maybe. I don't know. So this is actually a super cute little arc. All the details in the arc is really fun. So really excited to get into this.
Hey guys, I am here for TBR Jar Reads. If you saw our November TBR, we chose from the TBR Jar to read something for that vlog, and I got Among the Living at the time. Could not remember which one it was. And I ended up looking at both audio library, but I couldn't find an easy way to get it, so I ended up just buying it. I don't know how much time I'm going to get to read. It starts to get really busy, but I'm going to try, and it doesn't look like it's that difficult anyway. But just so you know what this book is about, it is about the Arctic, and there's a team of people that go up there to investigate. I think it's scientists, and they are looking, I don't know exactly what they're looking for, but they end up finding something buried beneath the ice and something they probably don't want. And it sounds like it either is going to be bacteria or some kind of disease, or possibly something living. I don't know where the title comes from, Among the Living. So I'm about to go in and read this. I will let you guys know updates. Hopefully I can get you some updates and have time to do some updates. Talk to you soon.
Hey y'all, I have an update for you. I just came out of Walmart, if you can see in the background right there. But I have an update for you. I am on chapter The Forgotten Place. I don't know what number that is because they're not numbered, but it's page 267. And I continue to be impressed with this book. This book is just impressing me over and over and over again. There's so many little twists and turns, exciting action scenes, things that make you think, you know, like, I don't want to ruin anything, but it's got my brain going. I like the characters, non-stop things going on. There's new twists and turns all the time. It's reminding me of like a Charlie Donnelly book. Like if Charlie Donnelly were to write a thriller slash fantasy book, I feel like this is something that he could have written. It's just giving me those vibes. It's very layered and it's very fast paced, and I'm just really enjoying it. But I'm gonna need to be moving on. After I finish this book, I'm gonna be moving on to our December secret read, where we are reading a book that we want to read by the end of the year. I want to read a Christmas book by the end of the year. I'm not a real seasonal reader, but I just feel like Christmas time is the only time I can really read Christmas books. So I want a Christmas time book, but I don't want a romance. And it's actually kind of hard to find like really good thriller or horror Christmas books. So we are going to run to the bookstore and just see what kind of Christmas books they have to offer, and if there's anything that piques my interest for the next vlog. Alright y'all, I did get a book, but it is our secret TBR vlog. So you all have to just check back in and look for our December secret TBR pick to find out what book I purchased today, and we'll be reading for that vlog.
All right, I am like 100 pages in, and I feel like lately, I think it might just be, it's that time of year where it gets dark early and I feel there's just so much going on and it's hard to concentrate on reading something. I also feel like I'm just exhausted all the time. So I think that is tainting my reading of this. And right now I'm actually doing some Christmas prep work. I'm putting together some gifts for people at work. So I'm doing some holiday things on my day off, and we put up our tree just the other day, which I can show you guys when I am back downstairs. But back to the book. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen, there's a movie called The Thing, and I kind of feel that it's similar. So it doesn't feel like a new story to me. I just don't feel as invested in this book. I was contemplating doing a new pick from the TBR jar, but I think I'm just going to go forward because I do want to see what happens. There are two groups of people and they come upon something in a cave. It ends up being, I don't know. I feel like we're going to find out more information, but it almost seems like it's living, but it can't be because they know it's pretty old. And they describe how everything smells decaying and old. So obviously they came upon something that maybe should have stayed frozen. And now they have awakened whatever this is. So I'm gonna see what happens and I will be back with more thoughts. I'm just about done with Among the Living, and it took me longer than I wanted to. So in this, I feel I didn't realize it was going to be kind of not graphic. Maybe graphic is the right word. It just seems like there's a lot of, you can almost call it body horror, because there's some violence happening, but it's just hard to describe, especially without giving away things. And I kind of get squeamish on some of that. It's one of the reasons why I had avoided Stephen King for so long. And then what's funny is I read him recently, and it actually, at least the one I read, wasn't that violent. And so this one is not overly so. It's just enough for me to be cringing and wanting to get past those parts. There's just a lot of action. There were some plot twisty type things going on where you don't see things coming, but there's a lot of action as they are trying to escape the thing that they have awakened from its dormant state. I feel like part of it, I don't even know what's going on because, as I said in my last video, I have been having a hard time really getting invested in this. And I think it partially is just me. It's this time of year, I'm tired, there's other stuff I need to get done. And it's taken me too long to get this done. So the next time you will see me, I will be giving you final thoughts on Among the Living.
All right, y'all, I have finished the Book of Doors and I'm here with my final thoughts. This book surprised me in all of the good ways. I was not expecting, I don't know why I always doubt books, but like I feel like this book needs more hype. Why are people not talking about this book? This book is so good. I loved so many parts about this book. I honestly think I'm gonna give this 5 stars on Goodreads. I just loved all of it. I loved the found family aspect. I loved the characters. I loved the darkness that was weaved in here. I loved the mystery. I loved the twists and surprises. I loved all the layers throughout the book. And there is a huge twist. It's fairly early in the book, but it's not mentioned on the back. I reread the back to make sure it wasn't mentioned, and I can't talk about it. But it's a huge part of the book that I want to talk about, but I won't because I don't want to ruin that for any of y'all that might read this book, because I think a lot of y'all will like this book. If you like mystery thrillers, this is a fantastic book. I think you should read it. Where did this author come from? I don't even know what else to say about the book, but I'm definitely going to be looking into this author and trying to find more books from him. The book kind of gave me Charlie Donnelly vibes, how everything was layered and then synced together and all the mysteries were solved. I don't know. I just really enjoyed this book and I want more mystery thrillers like this. I love my quick, fast psychological thriller reads, and this is not necessarily a quick, fast psychological thriller, although I do believe if you had the time, you could devour this book in a couple of days. It's just not designed, I think, to be read. There's no like huge cliffhangers at the end of every single chapter, but the mystery about this book and the mystery around the books in this book, the magical books, hello, I mean, that's just so fun, isn't it? I just really enjoyed this book, and I think you all should go check it out. Give it a try. Give it a read. I'm actually really sad I didn't read it sooner and do a full ARC review video on it with just this book, because it would have been a great one. But it is what it is. The book already is out. It came out in February of this year, so a little while ago. But now that it's out, everyone can go get it. The paperback, I'm assuming, should be released soon. I mean, the hardback was released earlier this year, so the paperback's got to be coming. If you prefer paperback, then go get your copy of this, because I thought it was fantastic.
All right, guys, some final thoughts for Among the Living. I started to realize after I had finished, and it just kind of ended in a whimper for me. It wasn't anything that I felt was like a great book, and it could be the book, but I also feel that, as I said in the videos, it's just been exhausting lately to try and find time to read, and I do feel it has marred my experience in reading this. It's almost that during this time, maybe not even attempt to read, just because I feel it's affecting how I'm feeling about the book, and I don't know how fair it is to the book. I could have picked a different book, and I almost did. I was very close to picking another one, thinking maybe it's just the genre, because I would put this in like a science fiction horror category. And I definitely have been more in the mindset of fiction and thriller suspense. So I was hoping, because it did feel like there was a little bit of suspense thrown in here, and I'm typically a fan of horror books, the storyline wasn't grabbing me. And it might be what I had said before, that the storyline isn't new. It felt very similar to that movie, The Thing, which I haven't seen in a really long time, but I just kind of I kind of knew what was going to come. And that's not always the best if you can predict a whole thing. I am a fan of, it's probably why I love Frida McFadden and thrillers, but I am a fan of plot twists and not seeing things coming, because it makes it that much interesting to me. So I feel that it could have been just the genre. I don't know. We'll see. I am attempting, we're going to be starting a vlog that is our secret pick for December. And the one I have in it is a suspense thriller. So if I still feel the same way with that one, even in a genre that I typically get lost in, I know it's the time of year that I don't know if I should say it's about this book, but there were some interesting aspects to it. Once they woke up the, whatever you want to call it, and I don't want to get too much into it to ruin the book, it definitely felt more interesting during those times where they're trying to escape and what's happening with this thing. And I just felt like it was a very soft ending. I don't know. It was just like a 3-star book for me. And whatever the reason was, that's what I got for this book. If you are a fan of science fiction and horror and never have heard of the movie The Thing, I would either say watch The Thing or read this book, because I do think it's an interesting premise, and it is very terrifying too. There are definitely terrifying moments when you consider what may be hiding / hibernating in frozen parts of the world, and once it thaws or is exposed to us, what could happen. Because I do think that's a very real possibility. That's, I would say, the most interesting part about this book. Thanks for watching. I feel like I didn't get a chance to record that much, so I don't feel I had a lot to contribute for this book or this vlog, but thank you for watching the small bits that I did. I hope Amanda did like what she read. I have a feeling, I remember her saying something that I feel like she did enjoy the book that she was reading. So at least there's that. Stay tuned. We are going to be recording and releasing a secret TBR in December. We also have most anticipated for January and February. And I believe we're going to have a bookish Christmas exchange that we're going to be doing around Christmas. So stay tuned for all of those. I hope you're enjoying your December and your holidays. And until next time.